Are we live?
Yeah. Well, I lied to you. We've been live for 50 minutes.
Oh, fuck. Hey, gamers.
The gamers, the group chat got leaked.
22. Oh, shit.
Can't do that. Can't do that.
Yeah, it says.
Well, you can't do over 20 like that. You need an item to go over 20. Or something special to go over 20. Hey, what's up,
I
gamers?
didn't know you could just make up the fucking rules.
That's as written. What's up, guys? It's been like a month almost.
It's been about a month.
How's it going? We have just had a couple weeks where more than one person couldn't make it at a time, and so we took it off. One person's okay, as you may notice, probably to no surprise at this point. Adam's not present.
Hey, Jack. What should I do? Dexterity or Constitution?
What's your dexterity at?
14.
No, Jack's too quiet.
What's your constitution at?
15.
You want a multi-class, right?
Yeah.
Did you ever decide which class?
I'm gonna do a monk, like you said.
Then you should probably do Dex.
Yeah.
And I would do dex then.
Dex.
I can choose Grappler!
Yeah.
No, I can't. It's red. That means I can't do that.
Yeah, I think you need certain strength for that. Or something like that.
We're level 7, right?
Yes, you are level 7.
Then why is she getting another ability score improved?
I was wondering that. I figured it was a cleric thing.
It is a cleric thing.
Yeah.
Which would be the most dumb? Because I personally think actor.
I think you should probably go for good character.
Ow. I've done actor before.
I don't even know what any of these mean except for linguist and grappler are the only two I know.
You can tap them and get a little description.
I'm doing that. It's not. Oh, there it is.
So anyway,
Yes.
Piper's leveling up.
I really hate to be that guy. At level 7, a cleric doesn't get anything other than a level 4 spell slot.
Piper, I think you actually did level up before you left last time we were in a session, so I think you were at 7 before.
If anybody cares, I threw up at Books A Million.
I care immensely.
Thank you.
And why wasn't it Barnes & Noble?
Because Matt doesn't live near Barnes & Noble.
True.
He could live.
Literally, a Books A Million is like a bee's dick that way.
Thank God I'm not the only one that uses that measurement tool anymore.
Whack! It's a fucking whack! You're a motherfucking whack!
I have so many
Who
fucking
is that?
Emmys.
You're a motherfucking whack! You ever made out with a whack before?
Me? It ain't DeVito.
You motherfucking whack!
Bring the rat back on screen.
Yeah, I want the
Alright.
rat. I'd rather have the... Yeah, the whack!
Yeah,
Yeah,
alright.
you had leveled up in the last session. Didn't look at that. Anyway, hey, Adam's not here, but we're gaming.
Where's the rat image from? Where do you just get these? You just...
My dad works at Discord.
Oh, okay.
It's a Discord Nitro thing.
My dad works at Rat.
If you watched any of the Mansion of the Damned, I was... But yeah, we're playing tonight. It's been a bit. I actually forgot we were streaming tonight. So
I
I was
asked you
gonna,
this morning.
yeah, this morning.
Oh, okay.
But I was at work being like, okay, leaving at 8. And then Piper texted me being like, hey, I'm 2 minutes away. I'm like, oh, fuck.
You came into work early too.
I know. Well, I come into work every Monday, even if we don't stream. So
What's Adam doing?
mm,
Life stuff.
am I my boy's keeper? So, what happened last session?
I have notes.
You guys fought the Mist Dragon, summoned by Oz, and it was a pretty grueling fight. I think a lot of you got pretty low. Piper's not feeling good.
Dang.
It's because of she's eating KFC.
Motherfucker, does this look like KFC?
I meant Chick-fil-A. My brain no good.
No, it's because I work with diarrhea babies.
It's true.
Which, ironically, was my nickname in high school.
That's true too. So you guys fought the Mist Dragon, defeated it, and defeated Oz as well by doing so.
What can we say?
And
Kind of gamers over here.
and while Rosella and Emmy were preparing a sending ritual so that he could not be resurrected again, you guys asked some questions to Oz, and from that you got some information about some larger workings in this cult. You got information about this necromancer that brought Oz back. Seems that she's amassing some kind of army for whatever her ritual may be, or for whatever purpose she may have. And you also got a name to go with the shadowy visage of the king, that being Aranor. And did you get anything else?
We found out Aranor Lind, founded the Kingdom of Lind 8,600 years ago, and brought multiple communities together to make the kingdom.
What was his name again?
Aranor. Or Aranor.
Sailed the ocean blue in 802.
He died a couple years later after making the kingdom, and his wife took over. Lind family still is still the royal family that governs the Kingdom of Lind. The tower that we need access to moves and doesn't have a set location. It stays in the same area and is invisible to perception. There is a barrier surrounding it, and people lose their memories if anyone enters it.
Yes, that's right.
And we also know the name of the necromancer, Errol Jahiril.
Jareem.
I'm not good at pronouncing names.
Errol.
Jaril. Jarul.
Jarul. Nope, not that. Uno second. Jaren.
Jaren. I'm going to switch that L to an N then.
Yeah. Jahrim. Jaren.
Oh my fucking god. I had it almost spelled correctly.
There you go.
Errol Jaren is the necromancer that controlled Oz and made him do the ritual.
Yeah.
And then Kelfor found out by himself that
right.
the steak he ate apparently wasn't that bad. It's all fine
Yeah,
For now.
for now.
for the moment. All right. So, and you guys went back to Sierra afterwards, and I believe that's where we ended.
Yep.
All right. So, picking up with you guys arriving back in Sierra, what is your first stop? It's about midnight. I'm going to send that image I sent to you.
After getting all that done, I feel like we also already informed Jairus, right?
Yes, I believe you did.
You sent a message.
Yeah, I think you sent a message saying that's been dealt with, but didn't give much more information past that.
And we were informed that there was a thing that happened that we might want to come back to. I might be thinking of another campaign that we're in. I don't think so.
Look at me.
Give me a second. I really should have watched last episode back before this.
You're good.
I don't remember anything like that. So we're gonna roll with it.
Well, we can. I was saying we should still go back anyways.
Yeah. All right. So you guys head back, and you're just going back to the tavern.
Yeah.
All right.
I don't think unless do you want to stop anywhere, Emmy or Ivanov?
Emmy is laying in between Drax's horns, like one elbow right here, slumped over with her mouth open mouth yawning. She's asleep. She likes.
Good.
She's,
I think
she's
there's a
doing
nice. I think there's a nice bed calling on names.
she's doing the thing where she's snoring, like, and then she stops, and everybody kind of. But then
She
she
dead?
Then she goes.
I think she might have some sort of sleep apnea.
Don't miss that.
They don't have a CPAP in the swamp. Hopper just rolls her over.
I don't think you'd want a CPAP in the swamp.
So yeah, you guys head back. You walk back with the Neon Bones Company, and everyone's just go over team. All right, bedtime.
I mean, she probably says something like, "McRib should be year round." Just goes through.
Looking at the year-round fall colors of the
Yeah.
trees, your
Yeah.
mind goes to.
The McRib really should stick around.
We can't have McDonald's as a recurring joke in two separate campaigns.
No, we can't.
Emmy would absolutely love the Shamrock Shake. In real life, Piper hates mint treats, but Emmy would be because she grew up with like that healthy toothpaste that doesn't taste like anything. It's just like chalk. So when she got normal people toothpaste, she was like,
This shit's fucking delicious.
yeah, she's like go-gurting down the fluoride.
No.
No.
So yeah, if there was a McDonald's, she'd definitely be like, "Hey, can you ask if they have the Shamrock Shake?"
There's not a McDonald's in
It's-
Sierra.
Emmy,
It's July.
yeah, but sometimes they have them if you ask.
No, they
one
don't.
So you guys
No.
head back.
Can there be a
Yeah.
Burger King?
No.
Absolutely not.
Is there any pumpkin
Fuck
spice
no.
lattes?
What's that?
Pumpkin spice lattes.
If
Oh, it's
this-
fucking
if
fun.
this town.
You.
Yeah, they don't believe in a latte in the
Just for
autumnal
you.
city. Well, what kind of do they have? Do they have a Freddy's?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, cool. Yeah, of course.
Everyone
Uh,
knows High
Yeah.
Archmage Freddy.
Yeah, the mulch burger is the one you pick. The one that's the most sandpaper to swallow.
To clarify the lore, Freddy is in the Fighters Guild.
And you
Archmage
stayed up for
Culver
5 nights.
Was the...
There's a Culver's.
Of course there is. Anyway,
Yeah,
you guys head
like,
back
nothing
to...
like going out and buying a sandwich that I could make at home.
Anyway, moving on.
That's it.
I had shit in my pants. and
Good.
I was clothes.
So you guys head back and all just crash into bed. Wake up pretty late the next morning. Guys, many of you took a lot of damage in that fight. So.
I felt pretty good.
I did too. So
I
was
feel
like,
amazing.
If I remember correctly, Emmy was at 1 HP.
I know. Sounds like a skill issue.
I'm saying I am unskilled.
Emmy was laying on her back with all of her teeth down the back of her throat. And she was like, I'm messaging to the party. If you need healed, you literally have to come to me.
My legs are broken.
Yeah, literally, my legs were facing the wrong way.
I took no damage.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
you
fought
never.
a dragon right. Didn't stay in a group. Stayed far away from it.
I learned my goddamn lesson after what Adam did to me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you guys wake up and all
What time is it?
roll out of bed. You guys, I'll say you got back to Sierra around midnight, so it's probably like 10 in the morning.
I'm immediately gonna go grab some food. After I wake up 2 hours later.
Okay. Cal4 wakes up at noon. Yeah, as you guys trickle out the
Emmy's got like the squinty eyes, crusties around her mouth. She had one of those sleeps where she doesn't feel any better.
Yeah.
She was
All the
slightly
time.
less conscious than being awake.
Where is it?
Literally any of those could be what I just described.
There's a specific one I was looking for, but the picture of the dog that just woke up and it's just... Maybe it's a bear. Anyway, you guys roll out of bed steadily and head down. You see a few of them that are
That's mean. They always look like that.
no, he fucking woke up like that.
That bear always looks like that.
No, he doesn't.
Yeah, he has a genetic condition.
No, he's just a little guy. Anyway,
You can't be. That's a genetically messed up bear. It's like making fun of the Down syndrome tiger. You don't know the Down syndrome?
I know the Down syndrome tiger.
Pretty sure his name is Matthias.
Anyway, you guys slowly roll out of bed and you see some people here at the inn doing for breakfast and such. Most of the breakfast crowd is cleared out by now.
About 10 a.m.?
Yeah. God, please delete that, Jack.
No, hey, we're not sending scary stuff in the chat.
That wasn't scary.
That's
That's just how it be.
That's for Piper is scary because that will pop up in a nightmare.
So anyway,
What do you mean they stopped serving breakfast at 10?
no, they're still serving breakfast. They just
Yeah, I was about to say,
most of the crowd's cleared out for breakfast.
in my opinion, stop serving breakfast at 11.
Yeah.
Emmy's just saying this as she's coming down the stairs.
Yeah, she's like in a robe, walking down the stairs. Like, I swear, to fucking God, they stopped serving
It's a true
breakfast.
tragedy whenever Sir Frederick stops serving breakfast after 10 a.m.
She's like, I deserve my oatmeal. I have to have my oatmeal.
Somebody get me a raw egg, 2 shots of Tabasco, salt and pepper, and a fucking snap to hit myself with.
That, as somebody that doesn't eat breakfast traditionally, I think that would do it. I think that would kill me.
Yeah.
Like, I think that'd send me into a
It's not meant to wake you up, it's meant to send
It's
a
meant to
message.
kill you on the spot.
Anytime people are like, yeah, I eat steak and eggs in the morning, I'm like, that would send me to the hospital. I can only have liquid before 1 p.m.
I'm the same.
But yeah, Emmy's gonna be like, where?
That's not how we ask for breakfast.
She's gonna raise her hand then.
That's better.
Oh.
Yeah,
You guys
all of
get
you raise your hand for breakfast.
served breakfast, and
I wish
don't
you
bring
guys
Hopper
could
into the bathroom. Okay.
I'm not taking. I don't have to go to the bathroom. I threw up everything.
Yeah, you guys get served breakfast, and you see most of the Neon Bones are kind of waking up around roughly the same time as you guys. Anya woke up bright and early, so she's been up and about for a while.
Are any of our party members morning people? I don't think any of them are.
I think Drac is.
I am, technically. I'm like an hour later than Dragon.
Yeah.
Night owl, baby.
So is Emmy. Except she got her teeth caved in, so she needed a nappy.
I'm an awesome morning person because he has to be.
Yeah.
I don't feel like Drac is a morning person by choice. I just feel like he's like, I have to have the most hours in a day.
Nah, he's definitely like his alarm goes off. And he's like, I love that sound.
Time to grind.
Time to rise and grind.
He's a fucking gym rat, of course he is. He intentionally wakes up in the morning.
And fucking Aries is like...
Aries is definitely not a morning person. Nevia kind of is. She was a sailor for a long time, so she's Kelfor broke that
instantly.
But Nevia hasn't quite gotten over getting up at like 4 a.m. on a ship.
If it's a.m., I am in bed.
Have I never heard that? I've never seen that.
Because it's not a saying. I just said
it's a good one.
Now.
That's good.
You could put Tweety Bird on that and it'd be fucking
Bro,
go
yeah, you
crazy
can make
on
some money
Facebook.
off of that meme. Put a minion on it and you're done.
Heaven from the Minions movie on that. Matt, do you have any Miralax?
I think so. Please don't shit yourself on stream.
I don't really think that's your decision.
It's funny that you thought you had a
POS, Piper.
It's
Yeah.
against terms of service to shit on stream.
Yes!
But what if I don't show the shit? How
I mean,
can
if
you
you don't
prove
show
that?
If you
shit,
don't
it's
show it,
How can I
obviously.
prove? How can they
That
prove?
said, and I quote, go
Piper.
shit yourself on stream.
Piper.
Literally, do you expect me to shit and then be like, see,
No.
I'm
Go
full.
take your relax.
I just imagine like when you do it, everyone
Meta-
does the face like
I
in the
think.
bathroom?
Yeah.
Oh.
No, I keep it in the kitchen. It was in the kitchen for a while, actually. So the you guys get your breakfast.
You're supposed to keep Marillax in the kitchen, not the bathroom. Because when you shower, it makes it clumpy.
It's sealed.
It's clumpy.
So,
Time to do some low-level alchemy.
you should shit your pants.
Double bowels.
Why are we streaming tonight?
Because we needed to.
Yeah.
I'm so sick. I was running a fever today.
So
I don't know which beverage to put it in.
I don't know. There's water in.
Water. Yeah, I'm gonna put it in water.
All right, so Kelfor comes down around noon.
Gilbert does the good morning at noon to everybody else that's been up since.
When Kelfor wakes up, it's like, "Good morning, Emmy. Are you gonna shit yourself?"
Emmy has never shit herself. Canonically, she has absolutely vomited from her.
Yeah, she's got the opposite problem of Piper of just vomiting profusely.
Up until I was a grown-ass adult, the only time I ever thrown up from genuinely being sick was when I had mononucleosis in 5th grade. Literally have it thrown up, and then I turned 20, and God was like,
You.
Hey, it's about that time.
yeah, God was like, hey, so what if every emotion other than content
Happened all at once.
she pukes?
Yeah, Kelfor comes down, and most of the neon bones are down, but about a half hour later, Malrius, the tiefling man, the neon bones, lumbers down the stairs.
Good morning.
Kelfor immediately leans into the group like, "He's not a morning person."
Yeah, he lumbers over to the bar, and gets
sausage egg biscuit.
he just
1 p.m.
he gets a black coffee and lights a cigarette.
And a cigarette.
He drinks what's that Japanese coffee that tastes like cigarette?
Boss.
Coffee.
Yeah,
Boss coffee.
I thought it was Mr. Black.
I'm pretty sure it's Mr. Black.
Or Mr. Brown, what's it called?
It's Mr. Brown.
Mr. Brown, that's almost.
Yeah, you have it on your shelf.
I had it. I don't think I do anymore.
No, I left the cans up there. I just drank them.
Yeah.
Why?
Because they were still good.
Anyway.
Tasted like cigarettes.
They don't. They're exaggerating. They're not coffee drinkers.
So there are different flavors.
All coffee tastes like cigarettes.
There are different
See?
one and the one that's rainbow. I don't know what the rainbow is meant to signify. I'm not that good at hiragana or kanji for reading.
That's the Pride one.
Yeah, it's not. They don't have a Pride festival in Japan, but they straight up the original tastes like cigar, and then the rainbow one is like it's just a cigarette. It's just a cigarette.
One teeny cigarette. They don't taste that bad.
They do.
Yeah. And a little while later, like probably around the time you guys are finishing breakfast, Rosella comes down as well. Also very tired, circles under her eyes.
Even my bags have bags.
You know,
Clearly,
Rosella, I feel like you should be able to take the day off.
yeah. You see, her eyelids are also puffy, like you can tell she was probably crying for a decent chunk of the night. Yeah. That's a potion of shit your pants.
I'm trying to do 3 heaping tablespoons.
I have tablespoons.
Oh, it doesn't dissolve in
Dude,
ice.
yeah, it needs to be warm.
Oh my god!
Anyway,
Why are we upset? I feel like the mood's
We've been on this bit for like 20 minutes.
not a bit.
It's not a bit either.
we've
It's
been
just
playing for a half hour and
it's
nothing
been
has happened.
happening. We've gone down to get breakfast and that's it.
Okay. I've got my potion. Let's go. Jack, get your head in the game.
So after a bit, you guys have all kind of eaten breakfast, and Jairus comes over, and so took out the evocation wizard.
Oh.
That.
yeah.
He was standing here for one whole solid minute, Kelfor. Don't
Yeah,
act
Emmy-
like you didn't see him.
Emmy has oatmeal just like around her mouth.
Hey,
in her
Kelfor.
down. And
Look
she's
at me.
like,
Look at me. Look at me in my eyes.
I'm looking at you with your eyes.
Emmy's got like the spoon halfway in.
I lean over to Dragon Harry's. Some people aren't a morning person.
But as soon as
Drax just like, I don't get it.
I was like, I don't know what you mean. Yeah, I
Yeah,
don't get it.
Jared's probably just like 30 seconds through his thing, and he's like.
So yeah, Evoca Wizard's been taken care of.
Right. You get any new information?
Boy, did we!
Oh,
Did you know?
should we find somewhere private or?
Probably.
Right. Come with me.
Good.
You got it.
The kid can stay here if she wants.
Who's gonna watch me? Make sure I don't choke.
There are other slayers around.
Just me at this giant.
You made
round
friends with the
table.
Neon Bones.
There's Chad on Choke Watch over there. He's making sure no one chokes on their food.
I got you.
You'll be good.
Yeah, Emmy at this giant round table is gonna wake up and none of her party's gonna be there, and she's gonna convince herself the whole thing was a trick.
I might have dropped that at school, but it was one thing I learned. It's the fucking Heimlich maneuver. I got you.
I know how to do the Heimlich maneuver, dog.
At the Mages Academy, the Heimlich maneuver was just a mage hand punch.
the gun.
It was a mage hand in the throat to grab the
Oh, that's
food.
true. Yeah.
That's what Hopper did when Emmy was growing up. He also just would grab her baby leg and be like,
Yeah. The you feel a little scritching on your leg, and yeah, you look down and you see Waldo the Colossus.
oh,
You're like,
Your Grace.
if you need her, someone to watch her and make sure she doesn't choke on her oatmeal, I am your man.
I trust
That's
you
why we
implicitly.
keep you around.
That's-
a gag.
Is that a racist statement you just made, Kelfor?
How's that racist?
Because he's a mouse and you're a cat. And you specifically said the words, this is why we keep you around.
to make sure Emmy doesn't choke.
Alright, moving on.
Emmy will.
You made it about
probably
race,
not-
bud. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
We don't have time for this!
Emmy will climb down what I can imagine are tall stools because
Sure.
it is a tavern, with her oatmeal very, very awkwardly and her large stein of milk, and walk herself barefoot over to the other table, and then just bang her head.
So the rest of you go to Jairus's little office that he set up in his room,
Mm-hmm.
and don't worry, safe here. Set up a little secret I've got. Keeps away scrying eyes.
Hell yeah.
Scrying ears. for
Both.
listening.
So, what, what, what did you?
So, we got a 90% solid answer on who this king fellow is.
Oh,
And, I'll just come out and say it. It's the founder king of Lindstrom.
Now hold it there. There's a little bit more you might want to know.
okay.
Apparently, he never fully died. He's been wandering the earth for about 86,000 years.
8600.
8,600.
He's also really malnourished and has red eyes. He was described as very thin and like
I believe
unhealthy.
it was. Yeah, I believe it was sickly and thin, but not, or sickly and like unhealthy.
Emaciated was the
Not
word.
he's not thin. Yeah,
Not
he's not like
malnourished, just
emaciated,
sickly.
but he's sickly, unhealthy for sure.
Ale.
Hmm.
What 8,600 years does to a motherfucker.
So yes, apparently this is from one of the from the evoker himself, who had the displeasure of meeting him.
Right.
By the way, Evoker is taken care of.
Yes, he is fully put to rest.
Got the message from that.
On the
Excellent.
on that note, the person controlling them, Errol Jarum.
Don't know that name, but
She's
That's
a
the
necromancer.
necromancer.
well, that's no good.
No.
She apparently already has like a big group of undead, almost an army.
That's very not good.
No.
Somebody
Which one is the most ungood news you heard, though?
I don't know. I'm still
You
more
know,
concerned
it's
about
bad news.
a king that never died 8,600 years ago still wandering the planet.
I want at least one member of the party. It could be an NPC person. Be like, yeah, Emmy went full sicko mode because there goes a corpse.
Drake would probably say that. Yeah. Like,
He probably
Emmy went feral on
yeah,
that.
Emmy went full feral
Over.
sicko mode and bit his jugular out.
I'm pretty sure she has a disease right now.
Yeah, Drax would be tattling on her. He'd be like, yeah, I think we need to get her medicated.
We gotta get shots in her stomach. She might have rabies.
That's why
Well.
she doesn't feel good.
She's rabies.
She has early onset rabies.
Your brain is getting fucking eaten alive right now.
So I did a whole talk on rabies in college. It is so scary.
Yeah, it's awful.
But
she like all the worms and like insects and stuff that were eating his body are now inside Emmy.
Emmy has had a tapeworm before.
Yeah, probably.
Emmy ate a tapeworm to eat the other tapeworm.
Anyway,
She got a tapeworm. Like she did. So you can get tapeworms involuntarily. So she didn't just go yummy yummy and then eat the tapeworm. She knows what they look like.
I could see baby Emmy being like, "Hey, I'm a spaghetti." Yummy." Someone left this pasta on the ground.
A single angel hair.
No.
It actually turned into a thing where Hopper was like holding Emmy with Mage Hand doing this and like on the celestial phone with Fire, like, what do you mean you can't get the drops till Monday? She's not gonna make it till Monday. And I'm like, I look like Voldemort at the end of the Harry Potter movie. Just that weird fetus.
Weird baby thing.
Also, on top of all of this, the people going missing for about 2 weeks and then coming back with no memory. Was that the time slot? Apparently, it's due to the king's fortress, which is completely invisible.
Excellent.
And anyone who moves through it loses their memories.
It stays in the same area, so it stays in the same area. So if we find it, that's good. But yeah, it doesn't have a set location.
Always on the move.
I see. Well, that'll make it interesting to find, but at least we have something of a starting point. And speaking of that, I think I have a source that may be of help with that. And you see him sort of lean away and whisper something, clearly sending a message. And you hear the door open behind you, and walking through, you see a tall gentleman, heavy slouch, long, sort of wavy, curly hair, white streak going through it, wearing a lovely purple suit. You see Alamir.
Oh, how's it going, Teach?
Very good.
Is that your baby outside? It's got her face in the wheel with the little mouse man trying to.
Yeah, that would be it.
Alamir is the one that we met when we were fighting the Wendigo, right?
No, he's from Targe. He's the one that you
The golems.
detained. And
Oh, the guy that he was just like, I don't want to fight, and we're like, cool, and
Yeah.
robbed him blind. Yeah.
then helped you defend Targe and helped
Wait,
the start of the
no, put that
rebuilding
down.
effort.
Yeah, Ivanov took his staff and went, no.
No, I took his pistol.
Give me the crystal. And then the guy was like, oh, okay. And then
Okay.
saved 100 lives.
Yeah. Something says. So, heard you took care of the Evoker.
Yep.
Good work. Heard you were less fortunate with the enchantment one, but
Unfortunately.
it happens. I haven't met in either of those, but
Just be glad you didn't meet the enchantment one, that's all I'll say.
noted.
He was a piece of shit.
You know, I don't find that surprising.
I feel like the evocation one though was just a bitch.
The evocation or evoker one?
No, the evocation.
Yeah, she was a psychopath.
Yeah. That also tracks. I've taught a lot of evocation students. That tracks.
Yeah, oh no, you have. Look how I've turned out.
I'm gonna go use my credit card.
I'd like to use my illusion spell.
Guess have anything non-dairy. Anything gluten-free.
Anything gluten-free. So, here it says, right, well, I spoke with Mr. Alamir when he first came into town, but sorry. Miralax is kicking in.
Oh, don't say that. Don't say that. Keep talking.
I just imagine it's just Alamir saying that. He's just sitting in front of you. He's just like, anyways,
Miralax is kicking in.
The Miralax is kicking in. Oh fuck.
Yeah, and sadly, he doesn't have much information on the exact whereabouts, but he's been inside of it, so he'll be a valuable asset once we do locate this lair that our king is set up. King Lind, apparently.
Yeah, somehow. Go figure.
I don't know if he's a king anymore due to like succession and everything.
I don't think he cares.
Alamir, I don't think he is. That's not how.
Even if he was, I don't think he'd care.
I think he kind of abdicated the throne when he died.
Yeah.
Or, died.
Yeah. So.
It's so fucking hard to go back to my Russian accent since I've been doing like weirdly like
Robotic.
Cockney and British accents and robotic.
Yeah.
Oh god.
Yeah. Says, well, I know the layout of this tower he calls home well enough that I think we can navigate it once we get in. But
Do you know why people might be losing their memories if they encounter it?
From
I have to assume it's a failsafe. Make sure no one stumbles upon it on accident.
I was about to say, didn't Oz tell us that anyone who's invited in, that won't happen to them? But if anyone were to just stumble upon it, it is a
Yes.
failsafe.
Yeah. Yeah, it's so it can't be found.
Mm.
Yeah. Whenever the king wanted to speak to me, he sent me a message. We set up a time, and whenever that time came, I would be teleported inside the tower. And when our business was finished, I would be teleported out. So, I know little of the area surrounding it, and if it moves, then even less so. But I didn't even know it was really in Sierra all that much. I had a suspicion, but nothing concrete. But we're looking for a magic place led by a historical figure. And I think a decent starting point would be the Mages Academy.
Yeah, seems the best bet.
Right. Jarrus speaks up. He says, Mages Academy sounds like a good start. At the very least, we can learn more about the area and potentially the enemy, depending on what their archives look like. And if we have a bunch of powerful mages who know the land helping us search, at the very least, we could hopefully find this zone of memory loss. And if we're lucky, a way to get through it. So, why don't y'all start there? I'll start looking around, doing my own research, see what I can find. Right.
Sounds good to me.
Dismissed. Remember says, right. I'll join you guys. Haven't been to the Mages Academy here in a while.
Yeah. Apparently Praxton had a lot of good friends around there, so.
Oh, no kidding.
Master Vivi.
Real social butterfly, that Braxton. Yeah. You guys head out. Grab Emmy, who is face down in a bowl of oatmeal, and Lala and Waldwin have jury-rigged a straw to go into her mouth and stick up out of the oatmeal.
Emmy.
I know she's not even like drinking age, but she already is like looking like a drunk.
She's gonna be a master alcoholic. I can tell you that now.
Mhm.
Is anyone really a master alcoholic?
Yes.
My dad.
That's true. Hamilton.
Stop! Don't look at me like that.
You're going to the Mages Academy again.
Nate, that'd be really fun.
Alamir is here. I don't know if you're here for that part.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ivanos,
Old teacher, yeah.
he makes iron golems from Minecraft.
He does. Yeah. He, as you guys are walking, says, well, now that, I guess I've decided on betraying this God King, which, saying it out loud, sounds really fucking stupid, but
To be fair, congratulations.
appreciate it.
So Emmy wants to do like, because she's obviously sitting with Drax. She's probably on Drax's head in his horns. But hearing that, I don't know if you'd have her roll for like deception, whatever. She'd be like, "What do you mean?"
Sure, make her roll.
Yeah, and him being like, "I don't know, say that out loud. It's really stupid." So Emmy's probably like, she's holding Hopper. She'd be like,
Make a roll.
for deception.
Sure.
Do I have that? Oh.
Probably not much.
Oh. Oh no.
I know what your charisma score is, so
Oh, no, you don't. You don't know.
it's low. I know that.
19.
Oh my
Okay.
god.
I wasted the one time I've ever gotten. So she's basically saying it to like Drac.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
So you do that.
she looks down at me.
And Avery's walking next to you. He's like,
And Drac's like, "Stop."
So on the note that you are betraying the king, are you comfortable with if we end up, if push comes to shove, we end up face to face with him sooner than we expected? Are you comfortable being there?
Sure.
I don't. From everything I've heard about this king fellow, he's at the very least extremely cordial.
He's a swell fella, I gotta say. Real kind guy.
Has my vote.
So, hopefully,
Damn it.
It'll be fine. But if I die, I die.
We are not going to let that happen. Not on my watch.
Well, while we're walking, is there anything you want to know about our perspective of it being brainwashed by this guy?
I mean, anything that you know would be helpful.
Mm-hmm.
Or just, if you have any more, any more hindsight on what his true ambition was.
Well,
Emmy's gonna lay him down. Oh no, Drac wouldn't understand that joke. I love him to death, but he wouldn't understand that joke. The propaganda works on those of weak will.
Jesus.
I messaged you, don't be rude.
For a moment, Amy's like,
well, I first met him when I was at my lowest point, feeling dejected, like I didn't belong anywhere. I was tired of the politics and inner working bullshit of the academy, and so I left. I was feeling bad. I can attest just the general atmosphere of Arteria is suffocating. They're shoving magic, politicking, and religion down your throat.
Politicking.
And politicking, yeah, and a whole lot of religious stuff down your throat. I I couldn't take it anymore, and so I left. And I was just traveling for a while, and then I was camping one night. Guy came up, asked if he could camp with me, and well, that was him. We talked about the world, uh, religion, everything, and he said he wanted to see things change, and I agreed with him. And so he asked if I wanted to come with him, see if we could do something about what was going on. And from there, it just kind of snowballed until I was devout. It was the only path forward, really. Thanks, by the way, for helping start that detransition.
Anytime I can. I guess I'm somewhat hypocritical. I'm also trying to change the world's view on magic, but in a less ritualistic sacrifice kind of way.
Well, that's how he gets you. He says things need to change, and I don't think anyone, especially mages, would disagree with that. And that's the first step, and then it goes one more step and one more step, and then before you know it, killing gods sounds like the best alternative.
My mom said I can't get behind organized religion.
Aren't you a cleric?
Yeah, I mean, at that point we'll go.
Did any of the Feywild give Emmy like some mushrooms before she went?
It's the rabies.
It's the rabies.
It's the rabies.
Anybody have the anti-rabies shots?
They probably have some at the academy.
Every
I don't believe in magical medicine. I only believe in scientific
We
medicine.
actually have the calming balm, and we also have catnip if you want to go rabies feral again.
If Emmy finds out she has to get shots in her stomach, she'll just be like,
kill me.
Well, no, she'd be like, and if I don't? Well, slowly you'll become terrified of water. You'd be like, fuck, I love water. I drink that.
Palmer says, it shouldn't be anything like that. That's old surgery. If we're going to the Mages Academy, they'll have some kind of spell for that.
I'm gonna bibbidi bobbidi boop my rabies out.
I mean, back when I was a student, we had this fun game that got kiboshed during my sophomore year. But we would conjure feral raccoons into people's beds.
What the fuck? What the fuck, Teach? That's like if I went to one of my roommates' door and cast a fucking firebolt on their bed.
Well, it's called Raccoon Racket, and it was.
No, we called it night crawling. Yeah. But
I thought you were going to say.
Assuming they still have, assuming that shit's still good, they're prepared for any kind of animal-borne pathogen, really.
Emmy is not vaccinated. I will go out on a limb and say not to Byron not believing in it or whatever. She absolutely
that she's a fucking hermit.
she's just There's not a roaming physician in the swamp that's carrying around.
No, actually, it's
just
not. It's
imagining
not like if I.
Penny.
It's not like if I cast Firebolt. It's like if I cast Scenting on someone across the hall and make them think they're going delusional and crazy.
We did that too. Yeah.
God damn it!
Back when the divination wizards tripped balls and they're going down,
No!
we would message them and say, things aren't going to change.
You'll die.
This is the new normal. You're not gonna. You need to wake up. But
You're
you can't.
freaking everyone out.
Yeah. Oh, that's a classic.
Nightmare.
Sometimes whenever you didn't have like a spell slot for sending, you just walked up to him. It's like, you just changed. You're different.
Are you feeling okay? You look sick. Yeah, that was great.
I'm due for.
They have vaccinations as part of an enrollment point,
You
so
know-
I'm sure you have some.
The whole raccoon conjuring thing reminds me of some of the necromancy pranks where they just revived a dead raccoon.
Oh, yeah, that was the fun part too. If you could get a necromancer in your friend group, then the person would kill the raccoon because they were like afraid. They'd be like, "Oh shit, firebolt," and then fucking get back up because the necromancer.
And then they had to deal with undead rabies, and that's a whole nother thing.
Anyway, so when I was in a cult,
Back to the cult talk.
yeah, but yeah, they did that. By the way, have you guys learned anything about the different schools and stuff?
Like people doing the rituals.
Yeah,
Well,
there's
we've
some good ones. Oh, clearly you know Evoker.
we got Eileen, the evocation one, out of the way.
Uh-huh.
Sarah, the enchantment one, who unfortunately finished his.
Yeah.
Not to mention killed one of my fellow students.
Or who?
Sad part is I don't have the name written down and it makes me feel bad.
It's Nen.
Nen. It's an easy name too.
It's an easy name. That's why it's easy to forget.
Emmy is behind on exactly 34 vaccines.
It'd be Nen.
She doesn't even have the
Oh, shit.
She doesn't have. That's why she coughs the way she does. She probably has rubella.
Oh, shit. She's
Yeah.
a good.
Got extra reason to really hate this cult of theirs.
Yeah.
To kill someone that did not ask for it and had no idea what was happening and was a sweet person.
Did you guys kill the guy?
Lord, I wanted to.
Oh, so
Came
he's
very fucking close.
took him prisoner or something?
Yep.
Well,
And I just made it abundantly clear no one will ever fucking love him in his life ever again, so...
yeah, I may have to pay him a visit sometime.
I'm
Well-
gonna say do it, but if you do punch him, at least punch him one real good for me.
Oh, I won't punch him. My golem, though.
That's what I thought. Yeah!
That's my professor.
I trust you, but my Tommy don't.
I trust you, but my buddy Smashy Hands over here doesn't. Do you value your ribcage?
You should. You're going to.
You're going to. Do you value your teeth? Because I think I know someone who does more.
It's just Emmy. Right. So there's me as transmutation. There's evoker, evocation.
Yeah,
I know, confusing.
tell me about it. Enchantment.
Enchantment, conjuration, illusion, divination,
Necromancy.
necromancy,
Life magic.
life magic.
Like wild magic. Like not wild, but
Druidic.
like druidic, which I thought was just called life magic.
It's complicated.
Oh yeah. Abjuration. How could I forget?
You specifically need that.
Yeah, I know. And then the last one is Animancy, which close to my heart, but
Did it
since
say 12 on history?
12 on history,
Can I just roll for it?
sure.
Hey. 15.
Nice.
15. Ivanoth, you remember taking notes on Animancy at some point, but it's not quite clicking with you. Like you're not quite remembering the tree and everything. Kelfor, you've
I traveled with a guy who knew Animancy.
no, but you were familiar with Animancy from your time uh, with the scarves, and because there was a naval officer who used Animancy, and you never met them really, but that person name of let me make sure I have this right. Name of oops.
Y'all hear me, by the way?
Yeah.
Okay, Discord's freaking out for some reason. As long as I'm being heard.
Change.
Oh. Well, everybody, this is on my end for once, so give me just a second.
We held off on any more.
All right.
The string good?
Yeah, we're good. Everything's
Okay, cool. Yeah, she was someone that your captain was properly frightened of. Like, if it's like, oh, we're doing this job and Captain Madonna's in the area, we're not taking this job. uh,
And I got the vibe that she was scared of her Animancy, or do I get the vibe that they had history?
you're not quite sure. Your captain famously keeps cards close to the chest. So, not a fan And for that reason, you never ran into her or anything like that. But you know the name, and you remember her mentioning that she's Animancy.
Mm.
Yeah, Olimir continues and he says, yeah, Animancy is pretty old fashioned these days. It got kind of incorporated into transmutation, but they're pretty different. Uh, Technically speaking, I use Animancy as well. But there's kind of two sides to it. There's the upright, which is what I use, giving life to inanimate objects. And then there's the reverse, which is taking life from others through siphoning. And if I had to guess, I would assume the ritual called for that. Because
And this is animancy?
that's Animancy.
That sounds more like necromancy to me. Siphoning life, at least.
Well, there's similarities. It's somewhere in between. It's there's old wives' tales about animancers that from people who don't know magic, who say they steal and consume the souls of living people. And they're not really that far off, but they don't steal souls so much as life force. And they use it to bolster themselves. They could potentially use that stolen life force to put into inanimate objects as well, but there are not many animancers left. Like I said, I'm technically one, but I assume the ritual required something else.
And that's a ritual that has not been completed yet?
I don't know.
Yeah, for all we know,
I don't-
it could have gotten
we know divination's done. I think that's the only one we know.
Yeah.
the only other one we know.
Divination and enchantment.
Yeah, I had heard about divination being done for quite some time.
That's what we heard as well.
Yeah. And I know illusion is, I wouldn't call him a gentleman named Lux.
That's the name I've heard being. That's the name I've heard tossed around a few times.
It's possible I mentioned it to you.
Yes, I think so. But I think Sarah did as well.
He's a character.
And not a good one.
He's a shithead.
That's fair. Most illusions students are.
You can't see me.
It was always so satisfying when I got it, though.
I'm invisible.
Are you
Don't
invisible
talk
now?
invisible, bitch.
Where's your invisibility cape now, Harry Potter?
Is there Harry Potter?
Trash.
Harry Potter in this universe?
God, no.
That's me.
There is a famous play called the Harry Potter musical, but
Shut up.
but that's a completely original work. It's not based on anything.
Good.
Yeah. You guys reach the Mages Academy soon after, and enter, and as you do, you see two older men walking by, and I believe you saw in passing one of them on your first visit. Older man, very well kept, clean cut beard, wearing a beautiful like suit vest and a purple sort of cape over it. And he's walking with a cane. And then next to him, walking close by, you see another old man. Very, I'd say very familiar to Ivanov and potentially Emmy as well. But Ivanov, you definitely recognize his attire being very Shin in appearance. He's wearing a just a light yukata as they're walking by. He's got his hair pulled back into a ponytail, glasses, and quite a few scars across his like his visible body. And they're walking quite close together, and they look over. So the man in purple speaks up, and he says, "Sorry, can I help you?"
Yes, we were sent here from the Slayers Guild from our boss Jairus to potentially speak of the phenomenon happening around town of people losing their memory. We believe we have a very strong lead.
Right, you folk were the ones who came through, caused a tizzy with some of the other.
And again, I apologize for that. That was
That was me.
completely unexpected.
That was me. I caused that.
It was not.
It's all right. It's all
What
right.
did you guys do?
I'll tell you. I'm pretty sure we told you.
Yeah.
Well, I thought the tizzy was that Emmy went into the ethereal plane with one of the teachers and discovered something dark.
That is. Okay,
Yeah.
that I understand, but I bet as a group we kind of uncovered the fact.
Yeah.
You know, two gods are dead.
A lot of stuff happened that day.
That.
Yeah, that.
My god's not dead. Maybe your god.
I thought you guys just like started shit with some students, like beating the shit out of them.
Yeah, no, I went up to the necromancy students and started slapping the shit out of all of them.
The necromancy teacher was very nice.
Necromancy isn't all that bad.
It's not, but most people look at it and they're looking at it for the stupidest reason, like Kyle.
The lady that Emmy talked to is lovely.
Yeah. The man in the yukata, he. Oh well, we were about to have our afternoon tea, but I suppose we can walk you over to him. Is there any professors you wanted to see in particular?
Whichever ones would be the best at circumventing a field of, I guess, enchantment magic or divination magic.
Necromancy.
Well,
I don't think the field that makes people lose their memories is.
Oh, true. I thought we might want to stop the ritual as well, though. That's happening around here.
Yes, but we have to figure where that's really at first.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So there's Academian Diviner Gogo. There's Academian Chanter Geos. There's Academian Necromancer Magenta. We can get all three if you'd like.
Wouldn't hurt. We walked basically around the whole school with Professor Gogo, so.
The man in purple, he says, "You mentioned a field, obfuscating something."
It's hiding a tower where our person of interest is hiding.
Well,
Supposedly, any that were to walk toward where that tower is ends up in a certain radius. I don't remember the exact range of it, but anyone who walks through it, what the amount of time they're in there, they don't remember any of it.
well, I may be of some help with that potentially myself.
And this is the one in purple?
Yeah.
Oh,
Says,
by the way, what is your guys' names?
I have these ones.
I was about
Yeah.
to say, I don't think you actually ever said, because we do know them, but, or at least I know them.
The man in purple is, oh, apologies. I am Academian Illusion, Amsden Massacre.
Can you repeat that?
Yep, Amsden, Amsden, Mazocan, Masocan. And he is the illusion professor. And I forgot I named him this. The other man speaks up. He says, and I'm Academian Conjurer Chai Jasmine.
Well, how do you...
What do you think?
I'm pretty sure I'm wrong, but can you
I think you are.
What was the name?
Chai Jasmine. But spelled like chai, like the tea, and spelled like jasmine, like the tea.
That's still that's a Dragon Ball Z name, though. Let's be real.
It is. It is.
I was gonna say we were talking about Harry Potter and you know, I'm just imagining J.K. Rowling naming the other character.
Don't you ever fucking compare me to J.K.
I know.
Didn't J.K. Rowling name her one Asian character?
Cho Chang, yeah.
Yeah, Cho Chang. And then when people were like, "Hey, that's not cool," she was like, "What?" Yeah, she literally was like, "That's what Asians are named. That's how you name them."
And Academia and Jasmine is, I don't think I'll be of too much help in this particular case, but if something comes up, I'll be in my usual spot. He nods to Academia and Mazakan.
Where's the pretty necromancy lady?
And he says, Amsden says, right, why don't you warm the tea? Hopefully this won't take too long. Which, right, well, come with me. And just for fun little lore, make either investigation or insight, whoever'd like to.
I'll do it. 25 investigation.
I want to do that insight.
You're better at reading people.
12.
12.
You bad.
I'm terrible at reading people.
Apparently so are they. So the other two. Just for fun, Aries will roll. Yeah, okay. Aries rolled high insight. The two academians sort of say farewell to each other, and you guys head off. Ivanov is there talking. We're just kind of looking them over. And you notice that they have matching rings on their left ring fingers.
Oh, nice.
Uh,
They like joy.
must be good friends. As you guys are walking, Ares kind of leans over to a couple of you and is like, "Are they? You know."
Calfor will immediately lean
You
over.
can't do that in public.
Okay, do you mean?
You know, they have rings on their fingers, so I'm pretty sure they're...
It could be completely different reasons.
I didn't notice that, but they were making eyes.
They're definitely...
That's what I was thinking.
We could ask.
Alright.
I'm not asking.
Are you guys romantically involved?
That's the worst. Wait, it's so awkward.
You guys in love.
That's appropriate.
Amster sort of chuckles. Yeah, real Romeo and Juliet story, that one. We'll tell it to you sometime.
I don't like that. It's
I
Romeo
love.
and
Oh my
Juliet.
god,
We gotta
spill
have-
the tea.
Emmy will pipe up and say, Romeo and Juliet both died.
It was.
I'm gonna
veteran-
I'm gonna message to Ares real quick. And you know, it's a good thing that you asked Kelfor. Because Kelfor definitely.
She's like, oh, I know.
Can I do an insight roll to see if you do this?
What is he inside?
Alright,
Oh, you're fucked, bud. 25.
rolled it out. What?
Ares rolled a 2.
We just start laughing.
I rolled a 19.
Ares and Ivanhoff are giggling because they're like, obviously California, they were gay, right?
I just
I
want
thought I was
California
using
to,
message. Fuck.
I just want California to immediately be going.
What?
You're not helping your case with that pose there, buddy.
I will not allow for
You
anyone-
did
help myself.
abruptly. You did very, just you stuck out your whole ass when you did that post. Just saying.
You
Hey, I'm
guys
just saying, if you have the goods, you have to show them.
don't be mean to my gay uncle.
I'm not.
Also, why does everyone think I'm gay?
I mean, come on, man.
You
We
don't-
saw those eyes you were making at Jacques.
You're fruity.
Which hard to blame
Jock. B, the spa. I saw those Google eyes you were making with the very friendly avian man. Who, by the way, he was asexual, so.
My mom
Can't
taught
win them all.
My mom told me how to recognize the Skittle Squad from a mile away.
Why did she call them that, though?
Hopper came up with that term.
I just want to think it's funny. It's like, yeah, Byra told us to be wary about those.
Watch out for them.
Definitely not what happened.
They're liars and cheats. No, Byra's chill with gay people. It's just a lot of her followers are not.
A lot of her followers are probably.
I should know. I grew up in that kind of town.
Yeah, a lot of her followers are either devout heterosexuals or rural Appalachian witch in the woods. One day,
Yeah.
Amy was like, "Is it okay if I kiss a girl?" And Byra was like, "Nope."
Byra's like,
No. Byra was making pancakes or whatever.
Oh,
No, Hopper was making pancakes, and she was like, "Is it okay if I kiss a girl?" And Hopper was like, "Nope." And she's like, "Is it because you hate gay people?" And he's like, "No, it's because you're 6." The only thing you should be doing with your lips is eating these pancakes. And then he picks her up and sets her in the high chair. And he's like, there's nothing wrong with gay people, but eat your pancakes. And then
Too
she's
young
like,
for
are
that
you
now.
a gay people? And then she's like, are you a gay people? And he's like, I'm a frog.
I am
like,
a frog.
I'm a frog, dear.
I'm a frog, dearie. You shouldn't even ask. You know.
That frog's wrists are limp.
They say yellow. I do that currently at my job because everyone except for like my actual boss, Miss Carrie, is like they're the kind of Christian that's like we but then as soon as they realize that like there is a gay person, they're like, well, I better get going. So I use like if me and Kimberly are having a conversation, like she has a very close friend named Brianna, just two, and one Brianna is the most lesbian woman I've ever met. And I was like, is it the Brianna or Brianna? And she was like, I was like, got it.
Yeah. As you guys are walking through the halls, Emerson's like, yeah, Shay and I, we served on opposite sides of the annexation war between Shinru and Lind. And
I'm from Jinwoo.
What was the war called?
the annexation war. It's pretty recent, so it's got a pretty broad name. It was about 20 years ago. Which, yeah, if you want to make a history check, you're welcome to.
Emmy should have advantage on that because that's where she grew
I
up.
think Emmy and Ivanov both would.
I think I should have more.
Well, you both have advantage.
I got 24.
Damn it, I didn't.
12.
Is that with advantage?
Oh, I got it. Is it history?
Yeah.
Hold on. I got 19.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, you both, Kelfor, you've heard about it, you know. Like,
Oh, the war.
I mean, you were. It happened like when you were like 15, so.
I was 5.
I was born amongst the fighting.
But yeah, you two know that it was Lin tried to annex the country of Shenwu. Shenwu didn't want that, and so they fought for a few years. Yes, like make it a part of the country.
Oh.
Like the U.S. and Hawaii, kind of.
Oh.
And they
No.
fought for a few years.
Hell no.
And
Hell
they
no.
fought for a few years, and it was pretty brutal battles. And
I saw the life dream from the
Hopper participated in the annexing war.
was a veteran.
The moment he hears it, he just goes.
His eyes go further apart.
And all you just hear is Fortunate Son in the background because one of us dropped the fucking little, like, the music box. Because we do have that.
The one thing they never tell you in the military, they play Fortunate Son literally all the fucking time.
It does not stop.
It doesn't stop.
It'll make brown.
But they both countries got exhausted from the war, and they eventually reached a truce at the negotiating table where Shinwu is still independent, but they are sort of like territory. They're like sort of a commonwealth of Lind. So like how like Australia is with Great Britain, you know. Like technically they like kneel to the crown, but they still have their own government structure and fully functioning government and everything.
I'm sorry, I'm looking at Jack, and Jack totally looks like the kid sitting in history class, just like, when do I get out of
No.
here? It's like listening to the actual section on annexation in history class.
It doesn't help that I'm also listening to the music in the background is Everywhere at the End of Time, stage 3.
Stop!
Save that.
Christ.
But yeah, yeah, there's still some tensions between them with older generations and stuff, but generally both sides are like, yeah, this is fine. And yeah. So yeah, there's history lesson lore dump. But Amson's like, yeah, we're on opposite sides, and after the war, Shay ended up leaving High Say and came into Lind and do some soul searching or whatever. And that's where we met. And couldn't have picked a more beautiful place to retire to.
True that.
Yeah. After a moment, you
I just mouth to you without them hearing. I mouth, I don't know if this is a good place to retire because shit's about to go down.
We'll get it fixed.
It's okay. I don't subscribe to the kill your gays trope. Except for Cal4. Oh shit! That's right, wait!
We accept people of all cultures, all sexes, all genders, all sexualities, except for that fucking twink cat. Kill him.
Fuck you. I feel like it would be like the Cal4 picture with the John Wick knives pointed at him, like.
Yeah. As a DM, I kill everyone equally.
But especially the gay people.
Especially cats. Yeah, they walk down, and after a bit, you guys run into Academia Magenta, the necromancy professor, who you guys met. And oh, you're all back. Is there something else? And said, oh, we were looking for you, actually. Got it? We'll wait until we get everyone. But yeah, you guys keep going. You stop into the divination class, which you see a couple of students in, and Go-Go teaching. And as he looks over and sees you all, he says, oh, yeah, let's see, is it important?
A little bit.
Right.
I really hate to be the bearer of bad news, but yeah.
Well, independent study for the rest of the class. I have some prior business to attend to. And he comes and joins you guys. And then, right. And then
Jasmine Chai, your new character that just came out of the other room.
you see you're going you stop by the enchantment class and it's empty. It's, oh right, he has lunch right now. So you guys head to the staff room, and they're hunched at this small little table, eating from like a little like lunch box. You see this large fucking, what are they called?
Koi fish?
No. You see this large leonin, like dark gray fur, but his mane is like a vibrant fiery orange, and he
Sick.
like looks up. Ooh, you need something? He said, yeah, we thought we could use your expertise on something, Geos. Sure. Can I bring my lunch? Of course, buddy.
This is the enchantment professor.
He is.
Cool.
So yeah, you guys all get together. Is there a particular place we should meet that would be most useful?
I guess somewhere quieter, but enough to put like a map down on the table.
Say no more, Ruby Tuesdays.
Hunter's like, we could use my classroom.
Works
I'm
for
done
me.
with classes for the day. So you guys head that way and get there, and now with the 4 professors you're looking for gathered. So Go-Go, says, so have you learned something?
Boy, did we! We learned quite a bit in less than 24 hours last time we talked, it feels like.
So, you guys remember there being 2 more gods than not, right?
Still
Alright.
dealing with the whiplash of that, yep.
So what if I told you
Hmm.
the King of Lind, like the first
The
one,
Founder King.
the Aranor Lind, still alive, and is part of a cult, and the cult leader.
I believe we might have mentioned the
2
cult.
separate cults, or
I believe this is from the first time we mentioned it. The same cult. This king fellow we were looking for. That's him.
well, you lot certainly don't make a day uninteresting when you come by, do you?
You're telling me!
We haven't even told you about the moving castle. Oh, sorry. So when I said moving, I also meant it's invisible. It is always in the same area, but never in one set location.
Right.
Also, if you walk in it, you get amnesia
If you walk in, it's
and walk out.
field,
Yeah.
and then walk out of it.
It's
Although that phenomenon happening around town, that's the cause of that.
Yeah. Academian Geos, the enchanter. Oh, that's what's been happening to those people.
Yeah.
They came to me for some advice, but I wasn't able to figure it out. It was just amnesia.
I really wanted him to go, oh, that's fucking badass.
Damn, that shit's tight.
Damn.
God damn.
God damn.
Yeah. It's a pretty high level magic from what we can tell.
Yeah, if that's magic, then That's fucking crazy.
Kelfor's gonna be like
the most apt way of putting it, honestly.
Also, Piper, this is the professor that you guys met while you were in the bathroom. He was eating his little lunchbox. He's still eating. He's like, that's crazy.
He's fucking Thanosing that lunchbox.
He's enchantment.
You know, they told me you were king and you wanted to see.
I'm just a messenger.
I'm just a messenger.
I'm not a prophet.
Conceited, he's still very large.
Oh yeah. Whenever you guys were walking with him, he's a good like probably like 7 feet tall.
So I mean, it's just.
Oh, I'm sorry. Do you want some?
No, I will say like the moment Kelfor notices Emmy's just doing like open just.
Emmy, it's not polite to
Kelfor's
stare.
gonna go ahead and close the jaw.
Amy's pogging.
It's not
So
polite to
Emmy does his
stare.
roll.
She's never seen a lion before. It's true.
Cat bear, cat baby, cat bear.
The term is Leonin.
Academia and Magenta, the necromancy professor, she speaks up. She goes, is there anything else you learned?
We learned the necromancer's name.
Oh.
A necromancer trying to convince rituals.
Yeah. Their name, if maybe you guys might know, is Arrow Jalrin.
Make an insight check.
Yay! I
saw
did
that
something
face.
right.
Amy would not be any help.
she's the strong.
Let's fucking go insight.
18.
22.
I think
22.
Hopper would.
I got an
also
18.
be-
Let's go.
Maybe I am good at reading people.
You know, Hopper would be like,
They're making that big.
yeah,
Jesus
exactly.
Christ.
Hopper would be like, kind of shaking, like,
Jesus.
yeah, he'd be like shivering in his boots.
Yeah, Reese is like, damn, Kelfor, you are a twink. Jesus.
Did she message that?
She's a barbarian. She can't message.
No, I said twink out loud.
You heard me.
I will say that will affect that Emmy does not. She would just assume, oh, so this is they get this big, so this is a uncle, but this is a big uncle. They fed him good.
They're cousins. They're closely related
Okay.
economically.
Okay.
Hey, you can't say that. Kelfor already has
Your
like
races are cousins.
Kelfor already has like 55
Oh.
cousins, one of which, by the way, is still being hunted down by the mafia.
There are federal agents outside my house.
There are federal
need to
agents
check up
outside of
on
my
him.
house. Please say that.
There's a lot of like gang issues with her family line, I feel.
Yeah, taxonomically, Tabaxi and Leonin are like right next to each other.
Well, it's the same with the eagle and the raven people. It's like they're technically.
Arakocra and Kenku are closely related.
Well,
I'm gonna
if you
force
think
you to talk to Kogos again sometime soon, because it got worse after we did that bit.
If you look at just
We'll tell them how it's been going on our end too.
Magina,
Those
the
two
lines
dead gods, cousin.
are like
Yep.
versus
All
the
right.
eagle.
We lost a city.
really far.
Hmm.
But yeah, no, Emmy is gonna. I imagine he's sitting at a desk.
Yeah, he pulled up a chair around the table you guys are talking to so he can eat.
Emmy is watching him eat.
Anyway, you guys rolled insight.
Yeah, I got an
Yeah.
18.
22.
Me too. Magenta, she's already like very pale in classic necromancer aesthetic.
Yeah.
But
What was her name again?
Magenta.
The gay dog from Blue's Clues.
That is a man.
It's Magenta a guy?
Yeah, Magenta's a
Oh.
boy. Magenta's boy, Blue's a girl.
Yeah,
All of
I knew
the
Blue's a girl.
all of the dogs are actually girls except for Blue's sibling. Magenta is a girl.
Love wins.
You know what?
I remember.
Diversity.
You know what? I was gonna argue on that. I haven't actually seen Blue's Clues since I was 8, so I have no dog in this fight.
Somebody who every now and then I will watch an episode of the new Blue's Clues just because I would want to see if child me would like the guy that's over it now, which I do.
He's good.
Little me would have adored that man, but I did not like Steve. I held a lot of resentment when he left because they really should have made it like a 2-part episode.
He
really
went
I'm
to
packing.
pursue.
I'll never be back.
He went to pursue his music career.
Yeah, his band fucking rips too.
And then in 2020 where he did the video where he was like, "I'm sorry I left." I was like, "You don't get to come back."
You walk into this house when I turn 18 and this is what you have to say to me.
It's like that Fresh Prince episode. Will's dad comes back.
Like,
I'm not my father.
He's like, "I taught myself how to dunk a basketball."
Anyway, it's a pretty important part here that we keep
Moving
getting
on.
distracted from.
I'm sorry.
It's good. Yeah, her face goes like ghost white. And
California does notice it, I'm assuming.
Yeah, both California and Ivanhoth do. And even you even see the other academians kind of like look to her like, wait, isn't that? And
Catman's food falls out of his mouth.
they he goes, well, that's not good.
What's
Someone
up?
you know?
Quite well.
California does.
Errol is my sister.
Even worse.
Sorry.
Hey, it's one thing if an ex was trying to help end the world, it's another when it's your family.
We haven't talked in some time. I was hoping she was doing well.
When you think about it,
Well, she's alive.
she's making money moves, career moves.
From what we understand, she's already got kind of a sizable army, and that's concerning.
Oh no.
Oh yeah.
I am so sorry.
It's not your fault. If you'll excuse me for a minute.
Please, take all the time you need.
She walks out, and like, well,
She's probably gonna throw up. I throw up.
so, well, we're not familiar with her, but we knew the last name, of course.
I'm Texas as well.
Right. You mentioned this King Aranor Lynn.
Mm-hmm.
He's the one.
He is the one that is calling himself king.
That doesn't. His death is very well recorded. I don't.
Who's saying this?
It's Go-Go.
But you say that. You and Emmy's vision depicted the man.
That was Emmy did the vision with the cleric professor.
Okay, yeah, that's right.
It was a divination professor.
Gotcha. Never mind then.
Yeah.
Well, if it was recorded, that's probably what the person saw, but
Huh.
from what Emmy saw with the cleric professor, it matches the description to a T.
Well, that is. I mean, there's documentation of immortal people in the world, in history, but
I want
none.
to roll to see if I know that.
Yeah.
Can Emmy roll? Emmy would absolutely know.
Yeah, I'd say Emmy could roll with advantage.
Because
I got a dirty 20 on that.
Kelfor knows nat 20.
Okay.
He's
I don't know
God,
that Kelfor would
your
really know
captain
much
is
about
fucking
that.
immortal.
I totally forgot my family's immortal.
Yeah, Kogos, he's immortal.
Kogos. I'm pretty sure half my brothers are immortal.
Yeah.
It's a thing.
Skipped me.
Skipped me
Skips
for
the
some
firstborn.
It would be history. Or, yeah, it's a history. Maybe religion with you.
Thank God. Okay, I'm re-rolling for religion.
Yeah.
God damn it. Emmy would absolutely know this, because Myra would be like, we hate those sons of bitches.
Your DC is definitely lower.
19.
19. Okay. What'd you get, Ivanov?
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Okay, everyone.
I got it at 20.
At 30 and 19. That's pretty good.
So, Kelfor.
Unless you want to spin it a different way, Matt. That's just
No, I
where
like
my
that.
brain went to.
There are a lot of old sea tales of surrounding immortality. I mean, ghost ships and stuff are a classic tale that you've heard since you were a child, growing up on a coastal town.
You stop looking like that, please.
I was just gonna stop talking until it no.
Yeah, I thought you were gonna keep it going as well.
No. Yeah. I mean, stories of pirates setting out to find eternal youth and such. Plenty of pirate lore around immortality.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, you're well versed in stories and legends. And you've probably heard the same stories dozens of times over dinner on ships. Yeah. Ivanov, you know there are records of immortal people to the extent of they do not naturally age or die, can still be killed in ways. There have been plenty of cases of people who have lived hundreds of years and then were murdered, or even committed suicide in some cases. But yeah, Emmy, they're something you were well versed in. You know plenty of stories of people who escaped death in some way, shape, or form. Most ended up dying, like with Ivanos, some through their own means, some through not. Yeah, Byra would have a pretty extensive record of stuff like that.
She's got a little yearbook. It says Fuck this dude in particular.
Class of 3000 BC.
My mom won goth of the year.
But yeah, and I mean, there's cases. I mean, vampires are immortal, where the disease of vampirism just makes them unable to die.
Emmy would probably out loud be like, "Yeah, like vampirism. I've never met a vampire before. My blood brother Lucian, that's what he deals with. Lots of vampires. We don't have vampires where I'm from."
True, but vampires are still undead.
Yeah.
They're immortal, but they were still dead at one point.
Yeah,
Depends on which stories you read.
I mean, you
true.
would know all about vampirism.
Never made a vampire.
The disease of
Hope I never will.
vampirism in the world, the disease kills the host and then essentially just keeps their body moving.
It keeps their body
Like,
fresh.
yeah, it essentially just keeps them trapped in their own body.
It's similar to in burials, you use certain chemicals to make the body appear fresh. In my rituals, we do not see a need to use chemicals to keep a body plump and alive. There's no point in that. There's beauty in death. Vampirism is essentially, if you're familiar with formaldehyde, it just circulates through their body. They stay unaging.
Yeah, and in order to keep themselves
stick on your juices.
sane, they
blood.
Juices.
Yep, they have to keep a regular circulation of blood.
See, you
which they
can't
have
say
to do essentially manually.
You can't say juices because that implies that some vampires live off your piss.
Some vampires can suck cock to survive.
Thank you everyone for joining. I think that's
I would have to ask Matt how you would flavor it. Like, could a vampire live off of animal, like mammalian blood?
They could, yeah.
That's the whole thing in Castlevania is them always trying to find like this will do temporarily.
Yeah, they can. Human blood is the best, of course. But, or I guess sentient race blood.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Blood of your own kind.
Yeah, and of course, like many undead who have a weakness to radiance, vampires have, of course, a very extreme case of that where even the radiance of the sun will kill them. Kelvin's like, I'm about to punch these motherfuckers with the sun.
That's all I had to hear.
Yeah, I mean, you would know historical cases of people who were certainly immortal, certainly not vampires, who were captured by fearful masses and burned at stakes and such. Some where no one really knows what happened to them. They just kind of disappeared. Yeah.
It is possible.
Yeah, there is immortality outside of vampirism and undead and stuff like that. Usually they involve making some kind of pact, be it with some gods, not many, but some. More so patrons of non-divine nature. Devils, in particular, are capable of doing such. And I mean, devils love it because they can essentially just have life force that they can feed off of for in perpetuity by making immortal subjects, by like making deals with people. But yeah. So anyway, yeah. Go-Go I think, was talking. Uh, immortality happens. It's very rare, of course, but it does. But even then, an almost 9,000-year-old person is exceedingly rare.
Yeah, I mean, apparently
I've,
he is pretty sickly looking.
I should hope so if
I mean, yeah, but
he's so
Also, we heard he has reddish tinted eyes, right?
interesting.
I believe so, yeah.
Hmm. That was mentioned. He's red eyes. Hmm. I don't know what that would mean. I mean, red eyes happen.
Tiredness, probably.
Probably.
Because just
The king
basic.
just smokes loud before every meeting.
He would. I was gonna
Uh,
say, I mean, depending on that vision that Emmy saw, wandering the earth for 8,000 years, you'd probably be pretty exhausted.
yeah, that would make sense.
The grave cannot be denied for very long. In all of the storybooks that I've seen and was told, it takes a toll on not just your physical presence, but you can see the deterioration of their soul. Your soul has to rest.
Uh, oops. Amson is going to say, "Excuse me for a moment. I'll be right back." He steps out, and as you guys are discussing, after a minute, he comes back in with Academian Alwyn, the cleric professor. I think, I think he may be of great use to this conversation. And Alwyn comes in, sits on one of the desks. Says, "Yeah, what's up? More world-shattering revelations?"
What is
Yeah.
Alwyn again?
What is he?
Yeah.
He's the cleric professor. He's a death cleric. He's a follower of Assassus. And so you guys explain the situation to him. He says, yeah, there are cases where immortal beings will die, and they're claimed like any other person by Lady Assassus, which raises the question of, in our vision, why could she not touch this king? Because an immortal person's just a person who can't die, but they're still a person. And Lady Assassus can still take them.
Well, from what you told us in your vision, neither Assassus nor Byra could touch them.
Yeah. Which is confusing. Because that would imply that his soul couldn't be taken from his body and his body couldn't decompose or deteriorate, or depending on what follower of Byra you ask, even age. But if he's sick, I don't know.
Maybe
I mean,
he was.
unless
Maybe he found true immortality of sorts.
well,
Not
that's
as
a
not nec- Not necessarily ascension to godhood, but one step before it?
That probably would be the first step.
Unless that's what these rituals are for.
Maybe. But if you're picking a fight with a guy who seriously can't die, then that's an issue.
Yeah. A little bit.
Well, hey, maybe you just got lucky, right?
I don't know. 8,600 years.
It's a really long time. But even then, I mean, Lady Assassin, she has countermeasures. She's got, I mean, a touch of one of her vassals, like, of her avatars could kill anyone, including someone who's immortal. And she's given to her champions a blade which can sever immortality. So I don't know if she's tried those.
I was about to say, did we necessarily ask how she feels about him? The fact that he exists?
I could ask.
In the image, my mom
Wouldn't
was.
hurt. I know Byro wouldn't be.
Yeah,
I know.
Byra was kind of like, when she saw Assassin upset, she was like, "Here, just let me do it." And then she was like, "No, no."
Then I think we probably can deduce that she's not exactly happy. So I would imagine she's.
Because wasn't Assassin crying black tears, and she was.
She always looks like that.
Well, yeah, but she was like keening.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I think she's aware of them at the very least.
I think in that case, she probably would have sent one of her champions at him already.
It would make sense. Which, if that's the case, then I don't know.
I don't know if any of us do either. If even a god can't touch them.
Maybe that's the secret. Maybe it's a monkey's fist. It's they can't be killed by a god, but by
by immortal.
Oh,
But you would think a mortal would have tried to kill him by now.
Maybe it strictly has to.
Well,
be
no, I mean, remember how he's a very diplomatic person as well.
I guess
So
that's
why would a person have to fight him if he can just talk his way out of it?
That, and also he has an entire field that apparently just makes people forget. So
yeah,
that's another point in his favor, to be sure.
I feel like his immortality, while not gonna be the end of everything, worst case scenario, we beat him and just lock him up, capture him.
Yeah.
Do an ancient lockdown ritual.
Yeah, put
him in
the jar.
Tartarus.
That does.
Yeah, I mean, some kind of ceiling, yeah. A force cage wouldn't last forever, but
If someone is to maintain
Work.
the cage,
Imprisonment.
we could do it.
yeah, there's ways of dealing with it, to be sure, assuming those work, or some sealing rituals. I mean, they've been used against devils and demons and whatnot in the past. Hell, even a rogue archphase here and there. But yeah, it's a predicament. I don't envy you guys. Which I guess we're kind of wrapped up in this now too, so I don't envy any of us really.
Emmy at that is gonna be like, your world too, my guy.
No, this isn't exactly what Jared had in mind when he
I don't need me.
called for people all over the country, but
I don't live on this planet.
Kid's gotten snarkier in the last couple days.
tell me about it.
I think it's the rabies.
Got rabies.
She's got rabies now.
All my feelings got punched out. My mom's pissed.
Do you want me to take a look at you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He just levitates me up and is like turned. He does like the Sims customizing thing. He's like, oh, ooh.
Oh.
Oh.
He's like, why do you have marbles in your stomach?
It's like, I was just supposed to be there. Aided digestion.
Hopper's like, there's marbles? There's not just marbles, dude. There's a jade goldfish piece. Like a statue goldfish in her guts.
Is there a cockroach seed in there? What? What's going on?
There's a Korok from Legend of Zelda just...
He's in there.
I
Just reach in there.
Kill that little fucker!
I need that! Yeah, he's like got a mouse and is spinning. And he's like, yeah,
The
somebody...
Korok's controlling me like Ratatouille.
I saw a really amazing D&D homebrew that it was Legend of Zelda, and somebody was like, this is bullshit, I can't play a Korok. And the creator was like, I have now added Koroks as a class. They're similar to druids, you bunch of babies.
Yeah, he's like, that's weird. If you... This might sound weird.
He zooms.
Have you, like, eaten an old corpse lately?
She has.
I'm not judging.
I'd like to speak to my attorney.
She has. I'm her attorney. She has.
Hopper also floating. She's not gonna live.
Well, that's...
She's warmer the secrecy, but she did.
That's the problem.
She went extra feral on our latest target. Let's just say that.
I do not think that I swallowed that much.
Again, not judging. It doesn't take much, trust me. He starts casting some spells on me as you guys continue talking.
I imagine Emmy is in a tube, like a some mad scientist tube. I know that's not it, but I just every now and then he's just like,
God.
He's like, he's like, no, kid, look, I'm not judging anything. At least like debone animals before you eat them.
Yeah,
it's like a graveyard in there.
Yeah, he's like,
you know, you're saying that you're not trying to judge or anything. A lot almost makes me think like you are trying to judge.
He's trying his best.
I'm not. I'm a doctor, man. I've seen shit like this. It happens.
Yeah, you never heard of the dude with the candlestick up his butt?
Can you like give me the bones?
Candelabra.
That are in your stomach.
Yeah, can you give me those?
I can get them out, yeah.
It's like Operation.
yeah, it's literally. Yeah, exactly. Let's play a game, family-friendly game. Operation. He like splits Emmy in half, and then he's
Yeah.
Butterflies in the tummy. Get a funny bowl.
There's a lot of arthropods in the tummy, actually. You see, like, he's like, all right, this won't hurt, but it weirds people out, all right?
I've never been to a doctor in my life.
And he, like, sets his hand on Emmy's stomach, and his fingers, like, phase through her, like he's putting his hand into water.
Is he gagging? I imagine he's gagging.
It's like, I'm a doctor. Trust me, I've seen worse.
He's like, he's not gagging, but when he pulls it out, he's like,
He shudders a bit.
yeah, he's like, this is a rib cage of a small bird.
In your rib cage.
He's like, yeah, there was one time when I was a general practitioner. He's like fishing around. He's like,
Goldfish. 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 It's like one of those guessing games where you have to guess how many things are in the jar.
Like, I actually solved a pretty nasty homicide when I was back in the day, because I found a person came in with abdominal pain. They had a human rib in their stomach.
Like a
Needless to say,
full
we
rack?
got just the one. And
Okay.
it was sticking into the wall, and so hurting them. So solve that case.
Was it their rib?
No.
Oh.
Emmy's just floating. God, I wish it was their rib. Just floating.
But yeah, that's happening. They
I am also severely behind. I have not been flossing.
I'm not a dentist, so you gotta take that up with someone else.
Anybody? Is there any tooth magicians?
There are tooth fairies, but you'll have to go to the Feywild for those. And they're more interested in taking your teeth than fixing them.
Well, who isn't interested in taking teeth?
You know, I've noticed that from the
You know,
amount I'm
Emmy,
pulling out right now.
Emmy, I think it's about time for an intervention.
He's scooping teeth.
I think you might be collecting a bit too many bones.
Just like,
It was before I learned that Hopper was the bag of holding.
well, it was because Hopper was a bag of holding. Emmy also thought she was.
Yeah, I thought Hopper was the main character, and I was the familiar for a long time.
Yeah. Needless to say, a couple of Emmy's first pets did not have peaceful deaths.
She did not eat them while they were alive.
She intentionally ate them after.
Yeah, under oath, Emmy has eaten a cat.
Well, don't say that to Kelfor.
And if Kelfor keeps up his tune, she will again.
Ho. Ho. Like a python started at his feet. Ho.
Don't start. Move on, next bit.
Yeah.
He has not eaten a dog. Never met a dog until she met with you guys. She'd never seen a dog.
Yeah.
Too wet in the marsh.
Yeah, dogs don't really like there. Anyway, a couple minutes later, Emmy has been vacated, feeling a lot better. And several new additions to your collection. A bit pockmarked from acid, but
I feel like you don't know how digestion works. Because calcium and like bone and stomach acid, that would take so long. Unless it's like an exoskeleton.
there's some that have been there a while.
Yeah, like an exoskeleton, like an isopod.
They're just a little scorched, Emmy, that's all.
Yeah. Let's not get too deep into this.
I'm just saying, this man's a doctor.
Anyway.
Yeah, and I'm not.
Yeah, it's like the cauliflower thing all over again. He's messing up the immersion in the role play by not.
Anyway, the
She starts playing with the bones. It's like, you gotta get this kid into school. She's so socially stunted. Hopper's like, hey.
but after a couple more minutes, Magenta does return. She still looks sick.
No come in here.
Yeah. Yeah. Academia Geos has put away his lunch at this point.
Oh, I'm sorry. Still floating.
You're not floating anymore.
Oh.
Yeah, she comes back in. Sorry about that.
All good.
So, what did I miss?
Nothing. Emmy beating a
Where's
necklace.
bones come from?
Emmy
A little
beating
bit
it.
of surgery to Emmy.
I'm working on a friendship bracelet. For who? That's a surprise. It's for you. Talking to the necromancy person.
Anything we've learned about the case?
Well, mostly just a lot of review on all the facts we know now.
And we're thinking that the king might be an immortal person, but that can't be touched by Byra or Assassis.
Could be a mortal that uses a godly weapon. That could be the stipulation.
Or a godly artifact of some kind. That could be true.
My mom doesn't have any of those though. Like
I mean, Byra has artifacts, but not that would do that.
Yeah. No, nothing that does that. But
Yeah. I mean,
it'd be pretty hypocritical. She was like, "Yeah, I want you to die, but you know what?
No
Just-
dying.
Here's a little necklace that keeps you alive."
Yeah, like Byra wouldn't have a. Oops, just kidding. I don't know any of Byra's artifacts, funnily enough. But I mean, I'm
Maybe
sure.
wouldn't.
Yeah, I'm sure she has like.
She's got a few.
But yeah, basically, we've come to the conclusion he's a mortal of some kind, and the two goddesses of death cannot kill him.
Well, that's new.
Is it BE or BI?
Beira.
So,
She would be on like Google or anything.
one of our main working theories is that maybe a mortal can
Made her.
kill him.
She made in here.
So yeah, one working theory. Maybe a mortal can kill him, but no mortal has tried.
Well, yeah, she's homebrew.
No, I didn't know that.
You gotta ask me. I'm the one-stop shop.
Anyway,
Can I know like one artifact? I'm sure.
You'll have to find them. Or ask Byra.
I guarantee Ivanov knows his stuff. I don't know mine.
Ivanov wouldn't.
about what?
Do you know any of your god's artifacts?
Fuck no.
This is bullshit.
I'm into the magical tinkering tools, and we don't
Honestly,
get to mess with many divine relics.
Honestly, Ivanov probably would have heard about divine relics from Byra more than Etia.
Wait, Ivanov's talked to my mom?
No, he.
No, I grew up in a town where we only worshipped your mom,
Yeah.
and I hated it. It's not your fault. I've made peace. I don't hate her.
Not because of Byra, because of the people who worship Byra.
I just lean into Ivanov's ear. Wait until she finds out. I just don't believe in Byra.
My brother in Christ, she shared a vision with you.
Brother in Christ, you met her.
Yeah. And that doesn't happen.
This world doesn't have atheists.
I know.
There are people that go their whole lives worshiping a goddess and never seeing their visage.
Yeah, you can't make Kelfor Hugo again.
Emmy has seen Byra twice, and one was a half. Was a half count. Probably to make sure Emmy didn't fucking like run over.
Yeah. Yeah. They
Hold my son, please.
Amsden says, well, I went out to grab Alvin. I grabbed this book about the history of Lend.
Okay.
Naturally, for anyone 8,600 years old, there's not a ton of information that isn't legendary or apocryphal in some sort. But there's it's interesting because his death is well documented. It was of disease, uh, which makes sense for the time. And but the a lot of the legends surrounding his life prior to the important bits, is well non-existent. There are stories that he just emerged from the woods one day and began leading people, organizing them, forming the first signs of society, really. And it was from that bedrock that he founded the kingdom that we live in now. So, it's considering he maybe or likely is immortal. Maybe he isn't just 8,600 years old.
I feel like I haven't got any sleep at all now.
I don't know if we will for the next while. After the bombs you guys keep coming in and dropping on us.
I'm gonna keep it $1.50 with you. I joined the Slayers Guild to find my old headmaster, and now I'm at this point, and I don't know what to think anymore, so...
We all joined for different reasons. It wasn't this reason.
No, I don't
No,
think
no.
anyone ever said I want to find the god murderer today.
I mean, we've got a couple students who have said they want to kill God, but...
Yeah, but that's
makes you
early, that's
stronger?
like high school stuff.
Yeah.
What makes you stronger, killing a god or killing a thing that killed God?
That's like second year high school thing that you get some third years to help you with. And maybe the crazy lunatic down the street.
My capstone project is murdering God.
Yeah, Persona 5.
And then it goes to page 9. Actually killing God was pretty easy.
Actually, killing
Really,
God
it
was
was the
pretty
process
easy.
of getting there that was the tough part.
Turns out all you needed was a giant fucking gun.
Yeah, who'd have thought?
Turns out a god can't even dodge a bullet.
Yeah. Yeah. Gogo says, right, well, what would be the plan going forward then?
Well, we gotta find some way around that field.
Yes, that makes sense.
Do we know the exact area it shows up in?
You have a rough estimate of somewhere in the wilderness to the north of Sierra.
Okay.
Well, those instances happen quite regularly, where people will come into town, say they went off to camp and came back with no memory, no knowledge of how they arrived in Sierra. So, I'm sure you could find someone to ask if you wanted a first-hand account. But
Oh, that'd be helpful. But I
at the very
imagine-
least, I would help locate it.
True.
The concept of overcoming it, however, is quite the different tale.
I mean, if we're thinking what this dude is as to what he is, it's probably pretty high level magic.
I think that's a safe assumption, especially if he had the goal to set up a barrier right north of a town with one of the major mages colleges. That seems he had quite a lot of faith in his own magic for us to not be able to detect it. Which I suppose he was right, we didn't. So, still haven't.
Hmm.
So, I believe enchantment, illusion, potentially conjuration to an extent. Anyone could really play a role.
I mean, probably a mix of everything if I had to guess. Depending, he's got a wizard from every field of study under the sun.
That is true. Uh, Almir, who's with you, he speaks up and says, "Yeah, I was one of those. Hi, and yeah, I never had to do anything of the sort, but transmutation, I don't see that being too much help with barrier,
Not a physical barrier, so.
physical barrier would, yeah, but I." I mean, not long after I joined, he had a few golems made by me, and he said he would use those. Don't know how, but possible they're just sentries. Maybe he's using them elsewhere in the world, aiding in rituals or something. But who knows? Yeah. And the academians ask him about the details you guys discussed with him about how he entered and exited and so, and he explains the teleportation and such, and that the tower he was in, he assumed it was a tower from the size uh, inside of it, that uh, it lost my train of thought.
You're good.
uh, what was I saying just a moment ago?
You were saying, oh my god, I had it too.
Uh-oh, we're all stupid.
Why are we stupid?
What
I
was
just
it?
brain farted while explaining something, and I don't remember what I was going to say.
Hmm.
Uh,
Sorry, I keep.
Something about teleportation.
He explains to us about teleportation and
teleportation, we're at the tower, which he assumes is the tower from the architecture of it. Yeah, the thing was steeped in magic. It kind of threw off the senses a bit, like wards and protections, keeping it stable, all kinds of shit. It was, I don't think siege engines will work against it.
Probably not, no.
Of course, currently, you just drive a siege engine up and just keep heading north and forget what you were doing, so. Right, that's what I was thinking. within the tower, there were no windows inside of it, so I couldn't even get a look on the outside at all. Otherwise, I probably would have figured out I was in Sierra.
Hmm.
Okay. Hmm.
Just, well, pretty plums. He's back to eating.
What's he eating?
Well, one thing that we probably need to do is to find out what spaces it goes to in that area,
I'm glad it wasn't.
just
something.
so we can maybe try to set it up in a place.
For
I
similar,
won't. I don't think it'll work, but in was Targe the one that the Archon burned down?
Hmm.
When I was in Targe, I used your crystal, Alamir, to send a request to Etia, let's say.
Uh-uh.
Just trying to bump up a basic message spell.
Yeah.
I don't think he would be accepting sending spells, especially not from someone he wouldn't know, but if
I
it's
doubt they would even
through
reach him, but
if it's through one of his own devices, maybe?
you know, getting him to invite you in is probably not a bad idea if you could swing it somehow.
True. He doesn't.
Oh, I
Did he-
love killing gods.
Did
You hear a
he?
voice in your head.
Did he strike you as a mind reader? Any indication at all that he would be using magic to read your true intentions?
I didn't get the impression, but I'd say it was probably the case.
Okay, so definitely don't think he would just let some bozo mosey in who has every intention of trying to figure out everything about him.
Right. Unless.
I would
Take the
not be opposed to
deal.
trying. If anyone could get an audience with him, I think it would be me.
Well,
And maybe Kelfor, but
he created those crystals, so you have some link to him.
true. So I think we'd have to be within that range at the very least for it to go off. I don't think it would work from here.
I think we would need to, at the very least, find where these are happening, but
Keep
of
that in the
course,
back pocket then.
the taking that approach does eliminate any chance of taking him by surprise.
That's true, but I don't know if we could take him by surprise, honestly.
That's
Mhm.
also a fair point. He's
I'm assuming in that domain, by the way, like whenever we get near the tower, he will be able to know we're in there immediately, right?
I
mean, if
would expect that.
if it's to the point where it messes with even another mage's senses that much with the amount of abjuration magic and let alone glyphs.
Yeah,
So
that's true.
I don't think we should count on the element of surprise much at all.
I think that's a safe bet.
Part of me wishes Jarrus would have just come with us so I could ask him if he would be comfortable, because it would be me or Jarrus that he would want to talk to.
Yeah. I mean, you message him. Or you just have to send him, but still.
Yeah. Anyone else have any thoughts?
I mean, we are also the group of people who have stopped 2 of his rituals.
True.
So
It's true.
he probably wants to meet us face to face anyways, or at least deal with us.
It's a shame he doesn't need any of our types of magic. Like,
Well,
Actually,
like it's a shame he doesn't
if you
already.
guys killed the evocation wizard,
Or the necromancer.
well, the necromancer's still alive.
Well, yeah, but we could kill a necromancer.
Well, let's kill her.
But
hey, we're going to do that.
no, I don't. But that's our friend's sister.
It's okay. If she's, I mean, if you can save her, then that would be great. But
Sorry, that's my
If we
vendetta against
if we could
raising the
detain-
dead.
Yeah, if we could detain the 2 magic users that we have, we could
That's
hope
true.
to facilitate that him reaching out to us. Which I think if he reached out to Ivanov, yeah, super, very like cut and dry. Yeah, very easy. If he reached out to me, that's cuckoo bananas. I'm 12.
no one would suspect you.
That's what
No
I'm
one will
saying.
suspect a thing.
That's what I'm saying. So that's why I think it'd be so epic if we detained the necromancy, because that's who's doing most of the heavy lifting right now.
Well, did you have any leads on the necromancer?
Other
Her
than the
name?
friend's sister.
Other than her name, not much.
Well,
And from what Oz told us, she's got an army.
I think it would be
We've got a dragon.
wishful thinking to assume she's in Syrah.
True.
Although, I think there is someone that there is could be a potential way in. He looks over to Olimir. Why try to sell yourself as a recruit when you've already got one?
Have you made it clear to the king that you quit?
I haven't told him, but I've missed my last 2 rituals, so I think he's
Plenty aware
got
of his,
some assumption.
Probably.
his,
But-
his-
Could be a way in.
If we could find it, it's possible I could levy that to grant us entrance.
Who's to say though that you won't like fall underneath the spell again?
He doesn't
Well-
have this on him, does he?
That's true. But there's also, looking back, sad as it is to say, I don't think it was any spell that convinced me. I think it was his words and my own fragile state of self at the time that caused that. So, yeah.
I have faith that you wouldn't do that anyway.
Okay.
Now that I'm out of it, I like to think I won't either. I think there's still enough beauty in the world to not potentially let it end.
True that.
Well, I guess we need to see if we can locate it first. This circle where this tower is, and figure something out from there.
Everybody have their game faces on. It's gonna be a rough one.
Yeah. Gorgos, from what we've learned, I think that may be an understatement.
You are telling me.
We'll
Do we want to at least get some people to evacuate?
I think that may be a good idea, but if we can find where it is and plan for a day after finding it, not just rush in immediately, we could stage an evacuation then, but prior to it, I think it would cause too much suspicion on our end and potential mayhem that may not be good for, at the very least, keeping the element of surprise for as long as we can, assuming we still have it. Right. Well, we'll speak to to the other academians and the Archmage about this and see if we can help devise any strategies. But for the time being, I think we will part and perform our own investigations.
Agreed.
All right.
Right. Amazon is, I'll walk you all out. I have to head that way to meet with Che anyway. And you say your farewells. Did you finish your friendship bracelet?
I did. I had plenty to make at least 2. So I know traditionally friendship bracelets, but I already have plenty of bone jewelry.
Yeah.
So I'd probably just be like, necromancer lady, right on the wrist, going to the lion man, had to make it pretty big old hands. Basically, she made a necklace and did the right out the door, no words.
Says, or those are bones that were in your stuff. Okay, thank you, thank you.
He said those are the...
It's okay. It's okay. Prestidigitation, that shit completely
They're
clean.
orange.
Just to double sanitize.
I like how you go behind Emmy and like, I'm so sorry, I'm so sorry, I'm so sorry.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. I don't know why she's this way. She was homeschooled.
Yeah, you guys.
Does the necromancer lady notice the necklace?
She thanks you.
Okay.
She came in after they were removed, so she's unaware. She's like, "Oh, that's very thoughtful. Thank
They
you."
have their names carved on it. I used one of Dr. Man's scalpels.
Yeah.
For name carving. Just in case.
When you said Dr. Man, I thought you were talking about Dr. Garrel from the second session
No.
of the campaign. You're like, did you eat part of him?
I did not. I did take stuff from his workshop, though.
You did.
He was very clean about his stuff, though, so like, there wasn't a lot of viscera or anything.
No.
But you did take bones from there.
Stomach? Plenty of viscera.
Yeah, my stomach? Yeah, plenty of viscera. One of Amy's favorite foods.
She eats her meat bone in.
Yeah, no, definitely. That's something about Amy that's very different from myself. Is she loves chicken wings. Fun fact: Piper hates chicken wings in real life. She does the full, like, puts the whole wing in her mouth.
Instead of pulling out just the bone, she swallows the whole thing.
Yeah, she like
You hear the crunch.
Yeah, jawbreaker sucks on it, pulls the bone out to make sure it's all, and then yeah, but yeah. So she used his scalp. He's probably like, oh, my scalpel is so dull. Like, how did every one of my scalpels get dull? That little rat.
Jack, I see you vibing out, and I like to think you're still listening to Everywhere at the end
I
of time.
I am. I'm halfway through part 3 right now.
You made it to part 4 where it's just noise, and you're just like...
There are certain Broadway musicals that to me are just noise. Like the musical you showed me, Matt, with well, not all of the songs in Be More Chill, but like
There's a lot of noise in those.
Yeah, the part where it's just the microchip pill man, I'm like, there are no words. He is not speaking. It's just boop beep bopple beeple.
No, ever at the end of time, it's in the second half of it is literally just like static and discordant notes, and it's a banger. Anyway,
Solid banger.
Anyway,
you guys say your farewells, make your way back to the entrance. Amazon sees you off, and you guys head out and back out to the city streets of Sierra, and that's where we'll call it tonight.
All right.
sounds good. Send us out, Matt.
Oh fuck! I gotta do that. Thanks for joining us. Hopefully we'll all be able to play next week. Still be good if we're one down for now.
Oh yeah.
Once you guys reach the tower, less so. Kind of need everyone for that part.
Yep.
But for the time being, if one person's out, then that's all right. Yeah, we'll see you guys hopefully next week. Should be next week. And
Yeah, that'll be the Thanksgiving week.
oh, that's true. That's true.
It'll be a
isn't it?
Monday.
That's Monday.
It'll be
Yeah,
Monday on Thanksgiving week, so we should be good.
the Monday after, maybe not. We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll feel it out. But yeah, next week should be good.
But yeah.